Hey everybody, we are seeing a little bit of a ripple that I'm going to talk about in this video. A couple of data points that are like that, like a little bit of a ripple effect. I'm not sure if it's going to mean the market's shifting or not. It's just very interesting, and I'm gonna share those things with you guys, I promise. But as always, we're gonna start with what's happening in our Bergen County real estate market. We typically want to start with what we have sold, how many units have sold. I use Redfin for data. It's pretty good for me for Bergen County, and you can see here this blue line is 2025, and that orangey line is 2024. So you can see we're pretty much selling more homes over last year. You could see year over year 18 points, and then 18%. And then we get into, I'm just going to go kind of right through the end of May, start like right there. You could see that right about the end of May, things start to change, right? We start selling flat to last year, less flat homes. Now the question kind of is, why is that, right? Are we selling less homes because we have less demand? Every week my team and I meet and we talk about how the weekend activity was, what this buyer sentiment is, what's happening with all of our listings, and we try to really grab a hold of all of that information so that we're smart in when we're talking with you guys. So let's look at the median sale price. So although we started to get flat with sold homes right about June 1st, you could see that the entire year, straight from January through, this actually comes into like first week of May, we've been selling a lot more homes for a lot more money. Now, please remember, we're looking at what's already happened, and you have to think about the life cycle of the sale. So the house goes on the market, then it gets an accepted bid, then it goes under contract, and then it closes. And that cycle is like on average about 60 days minimum. Most likely you're looking at somewhere about 90 days depending on the price point. More expensive houses typically stay on the market a little bit longer. So you're like at least looking at a 90-day rear view mirror when you're looking at a house that is already sold. And if interest rates shift, or if there is uncertainty in the economy, and we've had a lot of headlines, right? We've had tariff headlines, we've had interest rate headlines, we've had Wall Street headlines. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and those things can actually affect what is going on right now in the market. It can literally affect whether a buyer gets steps up and pulls the trigger, because if you're somebody feeling super uncertain about like the broader economy, you tend to hold back in making a very big decision. A fun data point to look at is that average sale to list price. So that just essentially is saying, you know, if a house went on the market at 900,000, where did it sell? How far away from its sales price, from its list price, did it sell? These are all really important data points for you to look at. Now, I'm going to explain why. If you're a seller, you want to understand how the buyer is seeing that market. We always say to win like a seller, you have to think like a buyer. And if you're a buyer in the market and you're really trying to understand what you have to bid in order to get a house, looking at list to sale price in your price range is going to really help you understand what to expect and how to win that house, okay? So, because just because a house goes on the market for one number doesn't mean that that seller is expecting to get that number. The house list price might just be a start price, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So anyway, you could see that through most of 2025, this blue number being 2025, you could see, let me just move my face. You could see that we are selling at, this is actually like 103% above list price. Now, let's take a look at what homes are going to be selling. You're a seller, you're going on the market, and the price you're putting that house at, because now this becomes sort of a future indicator, is a good indication, assuming that demand keeps up with us, of whether we're going to continue to see increases in the homes that are selling, right? If houses, and this is what you're looking at here, this is a number that is a very good future indicator for a buyer or a seller deciding on what to do, whether to buy now, sell now, all these things that are very, very intense conversations and decisions for all of you. And I just want to help you understand the data so you can make informed decisions. But this one is the new listing median price point. So most likely, if houses are continuing to come on the market at a higher number, they're going to continue to sell for more money. Right now, we don't really see buyer demand squashing, and we don't see sellers willing to let go of their houses at a lower number. Price drops and expired listings are rising. What that means to me is when you see a lot more expired listings, but you're still seeing median sold price go up, you're basically seeing sellers who are failing essentially the first time they go on the market. So you might see a house that more price reductions, but you're still seeing the list price to the sold price very, very high. So what does that mean? Well, a buyer is going to have to be really, really strategic, and I recommend highly you work with a buyer's agent in understanding where the house is priced at and where the right price is for that house to sell. The best indication of knowing that is looking at days on the market. Okay. Median days on the market is basically telling us how long a house stays on the market until it goes under contract. Learning and understanding the data is always the best way for you to make the smart decision for yourselves and real estate plans, whether you're buying, whether you're selling, whether you're just curious. I am Stacy with the Stacy Esser Group. As always, if you'd like to do a deep dive with me or anybody on my team, all you have to do is DM, write something down in the comments. Please share and like the video. It always makes me feel really good when that happens. Appreciate it very much. Stay happy, stay healthy. Bye-bye.